Hi guys, Anime Gypsy here with a My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia theory video. Now, after I'm finished with this theory, I'll be talking about Eri, the the most controversial Boku no Hero Academia character as of yet, in terms of her abilities and capabilities. After I'm finished with this theory, I'll talk about her in length. So, let's begin the theory in what is the possible connection between Eri and All for One. Okay, so let's get started with the bullets. The bullets contain her blood, and we know, as of now, that the only way that she could activate her quirk is with dermal contact, skin contact, or basic blood-related contact. So if you inject her blood into someone else, that also may act as a way where she could activate her quirk. Now, we also realize that if she's touching someone, it doesn't necessarily mean that they automatically rewind. Something must set that ability off. Something must act as a catalyst for that ability to go off. Otherwise, Izuku Midoriya would have been phased out of existence because he touched her multiple times, twice, and Luminium would have phased out of existence, as well as Overhaul, because Overhaul touched her multiple times. So she has to catalyze the ability herself. And the one instance that we've seen with her dad being reversed out of existence has to have been accidental, because she's just getting to learn how to use her quirk. And in a way, I don't think she knows how to use her quirk yet, which is essential. And even if she does learn how to use it, I think there is going to be limitations. Now let's get to it. Now, everything I've said here means that simply in putting her blood in a bullet and shooting it at someone, injecting them with her blood, does not mean that their quirk automatically fades and doesn't exist, because A, she needs to catalyze it, and B, if she activates her quirk on someone, that means that they themselves rewind and not their quirk. We've seen that twice. The first time with Overhaul and his lackey being reversed out of fusion, and the second time we've seen that is with Eri's father. Now, that's important. Keep that in mind. Now, going back, so how is this particular quirk affecting people when it's shot at someone? Not only, sorry, how is it not affecting the entire person? How is it only affecting their quirk? And how is it being activated? Now, we know of another quirk that affects quirks themselves. It extracts quirks, and that person has an abundance of quirks in their arsenal. One of them forcefully activates quirks, and that is All for One's quirk and All for One's quirk arsenal. Now, in chapter 132, I think, was it? Yes, 132, you see the League of Villains handing Overhaul what seems like a capsule of blood. Now, the only thing that I could think of, that we know of, in the League of Villains arsenal, that would assist in the production of their bullets in such a way, would be All for One's blood, because it provides a quirk that forcefully activates quirks, and it provides a quirk that concentrates on quirks, because that concentration on quirks is part of All for One's ability. His ability is basically to target, suck, and give quirks. That is his ability. That is All for One's ability. And one of the quirks he's obtained is a quirk that forcefully activates others' quirks. So if you add All for One's blood into that valve, you have a component that activates and concentrates on quirks, and a component that rewinds quirks to a point where they are minuscule. Now, realize I said to the point where they're minuscule, because unless that quirk is taken, then that quirk is still there. Now, what I'm saying is, there's one of two scenarios: All for One's blood with Ares' blood, and this is the least likely scenario. not only takes quirks away, it remotely gives the quirks to All for One. The second scenario is that it's just forced activation of Eri's quirk and it directly targets quirks through All for One, which in turn makes someone's quirk ability the same as when they are an infant, which minimizes them but not completely erases them. Now, the reason I don't think that it's the former is because if it's the former, that means that All for One currently could phase out of Hades using Luminium's quirk. Just phase out of Hades. And if that's the case, that's the setup for the next arc automatically. Automatically. If that's the case, that's the setup for the next arc automatically. Now, this is important. If it's the latter, not the former, then the quirk is still there and it's gonna develop, but as time progresses. So I don't see Eri's quirk solely being capable of taking others' quirks away permanently. That's All for One's ability. But at the same time, does All for One have the ability to remotely take quirks through his blood? And if he does, there would be no need for Eri's blood, which is why it's most likely the latter and not the former, is because if it's All for One's quirk, then all you need is All for One's blood. You know, but it's a combination of All for One's quirk and Eri's quirk. And I don't think that All for One would be leaving Hades quite soon, because when All for One leaves, I think the hero killer will too, and that's gonna be because of a break-in or something. I don't think it's gonna be that simple with Luminium losing his quirk and All for One obtaining it, because that would kind of, no, that would be overpowered, but you know, that's All for One for you. He's already the most overpowered character in Boku no Hero Academia, period. Now, that is basically all I have to say about this. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, just comment why down below. And if you disagree with me, comment why down below. Tell me why I'm wrong. And you could leave a dislike if you'd like. I don't care. If you like my video, you could, again, leave a like or subscribe to my channel and wait for more content, more theories on Boku no Hero Academia, Boruto, One Piece, whatnot, and live reactions and reviews. I do those too. You could check out some of my other videos if you'd like. And until next time, this is Anime Gypsy, and I'm out.